People are still coming in. Hey, thank you guys for joining the webinar. I'm going to get rid of Slack here. We are recording, so we're good. So today, this is kind of a different one, and I have to tell you right now, there's no way I can get everything in that I wanted to present. So there's going to be definitely a part 2 of this, and I'll probably do that on the next one. Omaha, there we go. Thank you, Carol. All right, Omaha. I think you're the only Omaha member that we have, so you can be proud of that. Anyways, yeah, there's definitely going to be a part 2. And I didn't want to make this overly dramatic, all right? But, you know, if you read the little intro about it, in fact, I'll just, right here is the intro on this whole thing. This is Ash, okay? This is, and the more I work with, with Ash, the more this top SQL script becomes valuable to me. And I think if we actively use the sample nature of Ash data, we can do some things that you wouldn't even think is possible. And I'm going to kind of get us there today, and then the next one we're going to take it further. And so there is got the Italian guys are going crazy here. This is just a list of some of the things, and we're going to get into about half of that today. Okay. Anyway, so that's what we're going to be talking about today. A couple things, though. I just want to mention that if you guys have had problems with the membership platforms, like pages not being there, like I couldn't get Kaylee's webinar online for 2 days, it's because I'm having some serious problem with my membership platform. And I mean, very serious, actually. So much so that Katrina and I have already researched and found another platform, and we are in the process of moving over. Once we understand how to do that and what that means, then we're going to start the process. So if you notice some weirdness happening, or you get emails or something's going on, that is what is going on. And I suspect the cutover won't happen for a couple more weeks. So, but it's a pretty big deal, and I'm really excited about it, actually. The other thing too, the Slack forum. I am aggressively looking for another forum. And the reason is that the people that use Slack right now, they love it. And, you know, it's very interactive. But most OraPub members don't use it. And I know why. It's because things go by so fast, and, you know, they have a lot to kind of look at to get any value from it. So I'm looking at a platform where there's a combination of the real chatty interactiveness combined with a way to kind of catalog and save the different, conversations. And I thought I found one, but they don't have an app. It's all on a browser, and that's not going to work on a mobile device. It's, you need to get notifications and stuff like that. So I was really bummed out about that. But anyways, we're getting closer. So that new Slack forum, that will not really take place until after the new membership platform. Okay, so I wanted to mention that, to you guys. The other thing is that the next onboarding webinar is going to be October 30th, and you can register for that right now. If you've never never attended one of these, I would say within the last 2 or 3 months, then it's completely different than it was before. There's actually some really good content in that, and that's outlined as you kind of click to, explore to see if you actually want to register. So if you're new or a pub member, for sure go to that. It's part of, it doesn't cost anything, right? But you do need to register. Okay, you do need to register. And if you guys get emails about that, I'm going to more aggressively kind of market that to the new members, because there's some good content in there. I want people to know about that. Okay, so we're talking about Ash today. All right, and I just want to plug my LVC coming up. That's the next LVC coming up. It's going to be Tuning Oracle Using Advanced Ash Strategies. And what I'm going to talk about today, this is part of the Ash class, actually, but it's just a piece of it. Just a piece of it. If you ever wondered what's the difference between, the webinars and particularly the video seminars with the LVCs, is the LVCs are, it's a completely different thing, because what you get, you're going to get a higher confidence level out of that. And a lot of it's because I work with you, right? It's like a 2-hour session. You have homework, you practice on your real data, and we come back and talk about it. And we go through this. Every class is at least a couple weeks or more. And so it kind of spreads it out. So when you're done with that, you have a high level of confidence because you've actually practiced the stuff. So consider that, okay? They are not a part of your membership unless you are a Prime member. If you're a Prime member, sign up, register. It's included in the membership. All right. So I want to talk about that. Okay, now the script that we're going to use, this top SQL script, this is part of the Ash Scratchpad, which you can download. And I updated the script and I put it online yesterday. But the date on the website said it was last week, but I don't want to touch the website because it's really brittle right now, right? I'm having problems with it. And so if you download it today, this will be the latest version, okay? So that's the Ash Scratchpad, and that's where this script is coming from. If you've looked at the Ash Scratchpad, you know it's full of, or actually there's like 4 or 5 scripts. That's it, but they're awesome, and I use it a lot when I do my Ash work. All right, so I wanted to let you know about that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started here. By the way, if you have any questions, go ahead and type these in, and I will also give the link for the typing log during the middle of this and also at the very end of the webinar as well, because I'm going to copy and paste quite a bit of info in terms of the scripts and the defines that we will use, the SQL Plus defines, so you can actually do everything that I'm going to do in the webinar today. Okay, this is truly a how-to webinar. All right, I got to back up a little bit, and we got to talk about a little bit just about Ash basics, okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make this a little smaller here so I have some more real estate here, okay? All right. I don't want to cover up my face. There we go. There I am. All right. So first of all, the first thing we need to talk about is what the heck is an active session, okay? Does anybody know what an active session, how does Oracle define an active session? What do you think there? It's really fun. It's, yeah, it's not excellent. Okay, you're not waiting. One of the other things too is it's a lot of people don't realize this, but to understand Ash, you actually do need to understand Oracle's time model, right? Because through Oracle's time model, that's how we get waiting, and that's how we get CPU consumption. Yeah. So Bhavani got it, the whole thing right there. Okay. What's an active session, right? The session is either on CPU, and in Ash, the sample is tagged on CPU, or it's waiting on a non-idle wait event. Now, that's by default. It's got to be a non-idle wait event, but we can change that. And sometimes you want to do that. I did a blog on that. Like if you're interested in looking at the SQLnet message from client wait event, there's ways you can do that. So if it's considered active, then it's going to be sampled. Okay, now we got to understand this sampling thing. I'm telling you, the way to use Ash is you have to get your mind right. Right? It's a completely different way of thinking, and if you can do that, it just opens everything up. So okay, so I just have a few. I just want to copy and paste a little bit in here. So if you don't get the sample thing, okay, and I'll kind of tell you a story. It's like every second, all of these active sessions are sampled, and the result is like a stack of pictures. So like my little PowerPoint shot or image here, what I'm trying to convey is that at every second, that's the default, every single active session, it's like a little picture is taken. And so every second we get a pile of pictures, and then during the next second, and the pictures are taken again of all the active sessions, and we get another pile of pictures. The next second, another pile of pictures. So we have all these stacks of pictures, and each stack, there's a stack for every single second. So if you think about it, right, over a 1 minute period of time, we're going to have 60 stacks, stacks of pictures. Okay, and the whole trick of doing Ash analysis is to creatively use the stacks of pictures. And when we do that, we can do things that are impossible to do with just the time model and an AWR report. And so today I'm going to give you some of those like impossible things that we just can't do. And then in part two, we're going to get into it even in some more detail. All right, so let's take I want to do this one level deeper here. So let's say there's 4 samples here for the same session. So I'm calling this session 81. So here's sample 1.